Title.
Wheel.
Okay, page 6. What are fire in the wheel?
It is the most. They are the most important discoveries.
Right. How did man discover fire?
Some prehistoric fellow just had to sit there and survive when lightning struck some dry wood or reeds.
Did it take a bit longer to discover cooked food was better than uncooked food?
Yes, it probably took a bit longer to discover that cooked food, especially meat, tasted a lot better than uncooked food.
Page 8. How did early man perhaps discover the wheel?
Some early man stepped up on a log that was lying on a hillside, with its length facing downward.
Okay, so what did he see when he looked back?
When he looked back and saw how far forward he had gone with relatively little energy used.
Where was the wheel undoubtedly invented?
Pardon?
Where was the wheel undoubtedly invented?
The wheel was undoubtedly invented in the Tigris Euphrates Valley area.
Euphrates.
area.
Tigris and Euphrates Valley area. Okay, page 10. What kind of sled did the American Indian use?
The American Indian used the travel lines, a pair of stakes bound together by a piece of cloth.
When did the American Indians get horses?
The American Indian did not have horses until the Spanish took them to the New World in the 16th century.
Okay. How was travois made?
Travois was made of small bunches of tree saplings, bound together and with a cord or band attached to them.
Page 12. What would a man notice if a sledge were pulled over a sapling?
The man noticed how easily the vehicle moved when it was going over the sapling.
And what would happen if the saplings were attached?
If they were attached to the sledge, the man had to move them constantly.
So, the saplings, what would happen to the saplings?
They make such a vehicle that
Would it still rotate? Would the saplings still rotate?
No.
No, so?
They are not rotate, so if they were attached to the sledge, the man had to move them constantly.
Did it still take a lot of time to move things?
Yes.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. What did someone finally figure out?
Someone finally figured out that if he put pins through the runners, the rollers would be held in place.
Okay, page 14. What was the new problem?
The turning rollers were notches in the runners. And at the same time, the runners were grooves in the rollers.
Okay. What did the next developer do?
The next developer made the rollers thinner in the area between the runners.
What happened every time there was an improvement?
Every time there was an improvement, new problems arose.
Okay. What happened to the wheels when the driver tried to go around a corner?
Anytime the driver tried to go around the corner, the wheels stopped turning and the vehicle had to be skidded around.
Okay, page 16. What were early wheels?
The early wheels were just slices off a big tree, so they were very happy.
Okay, so why was there a hole in the middle of this wheel?
There was a hole through the middle of each wheel for the axle to go through.
Right. What kept the wheels from coming off the axle?
There was a pin called the linchpin that went through the axle on the outside side so that the wheel would not slip off the axle.
Okay, page 18. What kind of wheel was developed?
A wheel was developed which had a hub, spokes, and valleys.
What are the parts of wheels made of?
It was made of wood.
So what happened to
So
them?
they creaked and squeaked dreadfully, and they were out very quickly.
Right. What are the hub and axle finally lined with?
Finally, the hub and the axle were lined with metal, and men began to have better and better wheels.
Okay, page 30. When did wheels get hubs, spokes, and valleys? When did wheels get those things? In 조선시대?
20쪽에 hubs and in Roman times.
Right, in Roman times. What do gear wheels do?
It makes changes in speed possible for your father's car or your racing bike.
What kind of wheels are inside a wristwatch?
Wheels you will find if you looked inside the wristwatch is gear wheels.
Alright, so a wristwatch has gear wheels inside. Right?
Yes.